Good day, grade 9. This is your day 10 memo. Please make sure that you did it by yourself and then you can look at this for an explanation. Now, first, we have to divide these numbers into these groups and say to which number system they belong. So first, let's see what each of them are and their symbols. Their symbols are important, you need to know them. Natural numbers have the symbol n, and they are 1, 2, 3, and so on. If you listen carefully now and you really try to understand, you'll understand it very well. Now, whole numbers are n with a 0, and that starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Integers have the symbol z, and they are like a number line. So it's all the negative numbers, like negative 500, negative 499, negative so on, negative 200, negative 100, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and so on, but no fractions. Those are integers. Then rational numbers, the symbol for rational numbers are Q. Rational numbers, if you want to know if a number is rational, you can ask yourself if it's one of these three things. First, is it a fraction? Is it written as a fraction, or can it be written as a fraction? Like, for instance, 5/7. If it can be written as a fraction, it's a rational number. Or, secondly, if it ends, like, for instance, 0,25, stops right there, then it ends and it is a rational number. Or in the third place, if it forms a pattern. So if it has a repetitive fraction, like 0,12 repetitive, that is 0,12, 12, 12, and so on. That is rational numbers. If it falls into one of those three groups, it's rational. Irrational numbers are Q prime. That little line there on top is called prime. Q prime, irrational numbers, have no pattern. When you put it into your calculator, they have no pattern and they are unending. They are infinite numbers. Okay, then real numbers have the symbol R. So that is everything except these two things. Every number except, firstly, a number that has a negative under a square root, or an even root of a negative number. Any even root of a negative number, that will be non-real, R prime, non-real. And then, secondly, if a number is undefined. The only way that we can get undefined numbers is if we divide by 0. So any number divided by 0 will give us undefined. The rest is real. So what did we see then? All the numbers, natural, whole, integer, rational, and irrational numbers, are all real numbers. It's only those two that are not real numbers. The non-real numbers and the undefined numbers. Okay. So let's look at these. I'm going to use a highlighter so that you can follow me. Number A is 0. 0 is not natural because natural numbers start with 1. It is a whole number because that starts with 0, 1, 2. Is 0 an integer? Yes, because I said it's all the negative numbers, 0, and all the positive numbers, but no fractions. So yes, 0 is one of those integers. Is it rational? Yes, it's rational because it ends. 0 is an ending number. It ends right there. It's not irrational. A number cannot be rational and irrational. So it's not irrational and it is real. Then the square root of 7. You can take your calculator and put in the square root of 7 is equal to, and then you press the SD button to get it into a decimal. Now it's very important that you now pause and do it on your calculator. The square root of 7 equals SD. Do it quickly. Then you got 2.645751311. I see that that does not form a pattern. If it doesn't form a pattern, it's irrational and real. Nothing else. Pi, we all know pi by now. Pi also does not form a pattern. So put into your calculator, pi is equal to, and then you press the SD to get it into decimal. You get 3,141592,654. Pause and just quickly do that. You'll see that it does not form a pattern, so it's irrational and real. Then negative 2 over 3, that is written as a fraction. Remember, natural, whole, and integers have no fractions, so it cannot fall into those groups. But can it fall into rational? Yes, it is rational because it is a fraction. If it's written as a fraction, it's rational. Then it cannot be irrational and it is real. Then 0,73, that is 0,733333 because the dot is on the 3, so the 3 is repetitive, 33333. That forms a pattern. It is a fraction, so it doesn't have, it's not in the first 3 groups, but it is rational and it is real. Then 1,2357, it stops right there, it ends, so it's rational and real. Pi over 3 pi. Now there I can cancel out the pi's and I'm left with 1 over 3. That is a fraction. A fraction is a rational number and a real number. 3 divided by 0. Ooh, we talked about dividing by 0. If we divide by 0, we get an undefined number. So it's not any of those. It is undefined. The square root of 2 1/4, if you put that into your calculator, you'll get 3 over 2. 3 over 2 is a fraction. It's written as a fraction, so it's rational and real. 1.9 repetitive, rational and real because it forms a pattern. It's 1.999999999, so that is rational and real. The square root of negative 16, aha, that's one that we also talked about. A square root of a negative number is always non-real. So it isn't any of those. It is non-real. The symbol for non-real is R prime. Then the cube root of negative 8, that's equal to negative 2. Now I ask myself, is it natural? No, natural numbers start with 1, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Is it a whole number? No. Whole numbers start with 0, 1, 2, 3. Is it an integer? Yes, because integers include the negative numbers. And then is it rational? Yes, because it ends. And then is it irrational? No. Is it real? Yes, it's real. And that's it for your day 10. Please do not hesitate to ask your teacher a question. Email your teacher. The email address is on the website.